Hey everyone, welcome back to the ThinkorSwim tutorial series. In today's video, we're going to be going through the process of exercising options on the ThinkorSwim platform. Now, I do want to start off by saying that the vast majority of you guys watching this will never need to exercise an options contract. Now, I'm going to save the reason for that for a later video and discuss some of the situations where it actually might make sense to exercise. But in today's video, I'm just going to break down the actual steps of how to do it in the ThinkorSwim platform. Now, jumping right into it, it's actually incredibly easy. And first off, we need to make sure we're on the monitor page and then specifically the activity and positions page. Now, I'm sure you guys are already familiar with this page. It just gives you a breakdown of what's going on in your account right now. What positions do you hold? How are those positions doing? Are you up? Are you down? That kind of thing. Now, more importantly, in our case, we're going to find the options contract that we want to exercise. And if I look at the very bottom, you can see that all of my options positions are grouped up right down here below. The only long option that I hold currently is an option on Palantir. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and click on PLTR to open it up. From there, looking down below, you can see I've got the for February $13 put. Looking just to the right of that, you can see I only have one contract. It expires in 1 day from today. And you can see I bought it for 22 cents and it's currently trading for 64 cents. Now again, for the vast majority of you guys, if you want to get rid of your contract, you want to take that profit off the table, all you would have to do is right click on it, create a closing order, and sell that Palantir contract. From there, you'd fill out the order ticket just like normal. How many contracts do you want to sell? What price do you want to sell it for? And then how long do you want the order good for? Now in our case, since we don't actually want to just sell this option, we're going to go back to the monitor page. And from here, instead of creating a closing order, we're going to simply right click on the option contract, which again, I've got the $13 put. So we're going to go ahead and right click on that. From there, you can see the menu just like before. We just used it to create a closing order. But instead of doing that, we're going to look down just a little bit lower and we're going to see exercise down below. Now, for those of you not super familiar with what exercising an option means, it simply means we want to actually exercise what the contract represents. So if we own a put option, exercising would mean selling 100 shares at that strike price. If we had a call option, exercising would mean we want to buy 100 shares at that strike price. So in my case, since I've got a $13 put on Palantir, exercising it would mean I want to sell my 100 shares of Palantir at 13 bucks a share. Now, since I actually want to do that in this example, we're going to click on exercise here. Now, as soon as we click on that, it brings us right to the order ticket. And right off the bat on the left-hand side, it does tell us we're about to exercise this $13 put. Right below that, it kind of describes what exercising means. It says we're about to sell 100 shares of Palantir stock. Just to the right of that, it says price EXE, which just means we're about to exercise. We're going to sell these shares at $13 because that's the strike price. To the right of that, it says the order type is an exercise order. It says it's just good for the day and there's no instructions. Now in our case, there's nothing on this order ticket that we need to change. Really, the only thing you would need to change is how many contracts you wanted to exercise. So let's say I had 5 of these put options, but I only wanted to exercise 2 of them. Well, I would change the contracts from 5 to 2. But really, that's it. The only thing you're changing is the amount of contracts that you want to exercise. Now, moving on from that, all we would have to do next is go ahead and hit confirm and send in the lower right-hand corner of the order ticket. As soon as we click on that, it brings up the order confirmation box, just confirming that this is actually what we want to do. So right up there at the top in the order description box, it says you're about to exercise one Palantir $13 put. And since we actually want to do that, we're going to go ahead and hit send right here in the lower right-hand corner. Now, as soon as you do that, we can see the order right up here on the monitor page saying we're about to exercise this contract. Now, keep in mind, when you submit an exercise request, it does not get instantly submitted. It goes to a real person to look at. So you might see this order ticket sitting here for a few minutes until it actually gets filled. And in most cases, it's probably going to get rejected. Now, in most cases, if it does get rejected, it's going to have a little message on the right-hand side that says this is an uneconomical trade, which means you're going to do this at a loss. It doesn't make sense to do. Really, if you see that, what they're saying is, if you were just to sell this contract, you would make more money than exercising it. So they're really trying to help you out, saying, hey, this doesn't really make sense what you're about to do. You should really double check your order. Now, if for some reason you really want to do this, it actually does make sense. You might need to call them up on the phone and explain it before they'll let you submit it. But otherwise, this is how you would exercise an options contract in ThinkorSwim. But that truly does wrap up pretty much everything you guys need to know to exercise an option on ThinkorSwim. Like I said, if your order does not fill or it gets rejected, you probably should just call them up on the phone and ask them, hey, why did this not make sense? Why is it more economical for me to sell it rather than exercising it? And I promise you, they'll walk you through it every step of the way. And if it does make sense in your case, they'll force it through. Now, if I did miss anything or you guys have any additional questions for me, please let me know down below. Also, be sure to check out my other ThinkorSwim tutorial playlist if you guys want to learn more about the platform. But we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. I hope you guys all have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll catch you guys all on the next video.